Hey everybody, Dr. Chris here. Thanks for joining me as usual. Got another talk on bands here, okay? So you know we've been talking about bands forever. Great for exercising at home. I don't really like going to the gym. And a lot of people can't go to the gym right now, right? You're stuck at home. So look at this. You can exercise in a disaster of a home like this, okay? Place is falling apart. So what I'm gonna do today is a little riff on the band circuit that we've talked about before. So remember, for metabolism, I like to have a good combination of intensity, repetitions, and then working the full body, okay? So remember, I do a lower body exercise, then an upper body exercise, and then a full body exercise. The riff I'm gonna do this time is the full body exercise is going to be kind of optional if you want to do it. We're going to do a little bit more of the beach body muscles, okay? Remember, for metabolism, you got to hit the big muscle groups, the butt, the chest, and the back. So we're going to hit those like we've done before, but we're also going to add, shoulders and arms, okay? Now, always the shoulders and arms don't add a lot of metabolic benefit. They don't use a lot of energy. They're not that big compared to the other muscle groups. So you got to hit those other ones and exercise those adequately, and the shoulders and arms will come, but this is just for fun, so let's throw those in there. Now, what I would recommend is do the lower body like I'm going to show you, upper body, and then if you want to do the beach body, shoulder, arms, I'll show you those, and then add an aerobic exercise, all right? So remember, each of these, we're doing exercise for 20, 30, 40 seconds, all right, as hard as you can go without injuring yourself, and then take 20, 30 seconds off, go on to the next one, and you do the 3, or in this case, maybe 4 exercises, and then you start over at the top again, all right? Let's say you have 15 minutes to exercise. Hey, go through as many times as you can in 15 minutes. You got 5 minutes, go through 5 minutes. You got 30 minutes, do 30 minutes, okay? So this is a really nice thing about the circuits is you can kind of expand it or shrink it as much or a little as you want compared to how busy you are or how much time you have set aside for it. All right, so let me show you something about the bands here, okay, that I haven't mentioned before. There's a bunch of different kinds. I told you I like the loop ones, okay, that's almost exclusively what I use. These kind of thickness, this is what most people use. You can do almost any exercise that I recommend with this one. If you're getting a little crazier and you want some more resistance, they do have heavy duty straps like this. Look at this. Power lifters use this to add to their regular weights, or if you're just looking for some more resistance. And then there's also some shorter bands here. I don't use these all that often for general exercise, but they're available for certain situations. So if you get one of those thinner ones like I showed you initially, that's going to cover a lot of things, maybe a couple different colors or strengths, so you can progress as things get easier. Okay, so let's start off here. First thing, focusing on the butt, lower body, hip hinge is what I'm focusing on for 2 rounds today of this, okay? So what I'm going to show you first, it's a good morning exercise. So I don't know why they call it good morning, but start with the thinner band if you want to. I got a kind of medium thick one here. I'll show it from the front first. So you step feet a little closer than shoulder width. What I do is I squat down, put it on the upper back, not right on the neck. That gets tweaky, okay? And then I put my hands here, kind of like around the suspenders. Just takes a little bit of the pinch off the neck, okay? What we're gonna do is bend your knees just a little bit, hinge forward at the hip, so you feel a little stretch, and then back up, okay? And remember, we wanna go fast up, slow down. And we're gonna do this as many times as you can, good form, 20 to 40 seconds, whatever fits you. Okay, let me show it from the side. So arms up here, knees bent a little bit, hinge forward, come up. Hinge forward, fast up. You'll notice, I'm not doing this. Don't do that, please, you're gonna hurt your back. Keep it straight the whole time. 2 areas to focus on. The butt. I want most of your effort going into right here and squeezing your butt forward. And when you get right here, squeeze it, not necessarily with your hands, but squeeze the muscles. And then also your heels. So when you're here, why don't you pretend you're almost pushing the ground away from you with your heels. And up like this. Don't overextend at the top, that can hurt too. So again, 20, 40 seconds like that. and we're good. Okay, and then to escape this contraption, squat down, back straight again, just over your head. All right, there's one. Then remember, you take 20, 30, 40 seconds, whatever you need to recuperate, and move on to the next one. Nice thing about going from lower body to upper body is your upper body's rested, right? You're not tired, so you can go right from lower body to upper body. You just have a few seconds to catch your breath. Okay, so do another push variation. You gotta hit the chest, big muscle group. There's a million minor variations, but they're all some form of doing this. Okay, I'm gonna show you a little bit more progressed push-up variation here. But if this is too difficult, I'll show you some variations too that anyone can work with. Okay, so let me set this up. This is a little bit different. Might not work for everyone. You gotta have the right setup. Safety first, make sure any stands that you use, or if it's like in doorways or wrapped around chairs, that it's steady, okay, and secured. So I'm gonna use the thicker bands here, and you'll see why in a minute. So I actually have two areas of support here. I'm just gonna wrap the bands around that. So what this is gonna do is provide an unstable surface for a push-up. So you go like this. Doesn't really matter how many you have, as long as it's enough to support your weight when we're doing a push-up. Okay, so there you have it. So push-up flat on the ground is however hard it is. You raise your hands a little bit like we have here, it's gonna get a little bit easier, but then you have some instability. You'll see my hands are gonna be shaking all over the place with this band. So again, you get down, make sure your belly's nice and tight, down slow, up fast, down slow, up fast. If you can do 20, 30, 40 seconds of this, man, you're doing all right. All right, and again, at the top, you're gonna squeeze your chest together, okay? Squeeze, without moving your hands, squeeze your hands toward each other using your chest muscles. There you go, so a little instability. If you wanna make this a little harder, you take one of those skinnier bands, wrap it around your back, like this. You do the same thing. Now you have the same difficulty, but with the added resistance of the thin band around your back. And then you do the same thing, okay? If that's tricky, you don't have to set up. You do just a band across your back push-ups. Regular push-ups are too hard. Just do it like this, standing up. All right, so a bunch of different variations. All working the chest. Quick side note, I prefer you don't do push-ups on your knees. It throws off the mechanics. I'd rather have you do standing resistance band push-ups, focusing on good form, okay? All right, so you got lower body hip hinge, upper body push. Now we're gonna go to a beach body exercise. All right, we'll start with the shoulders. All right, start with the shoulders. This one, I want you using a lighter weight here, okay? We're gonna do lighter weight, higher repetition. Oh my goodness, this is a disaster. Okay, yeah. So what you're gonna do here, lighter weight, remember, lighter weight band. Step in the middle. I want you to do, start with your hands right about your side, or in front of your thighs. Go forward and a bit out to the sides. Let me back up here. Okay, just like this. And up, down, up fast. Slow down, up fast, slow down. From the side might give you a little bit better idea, so a little bit to the front. Okay, you don't need to be going all the way up here. Don't do that. Just a parallel. And when you get parallel to the ground, when you get to parallel, I want you to squeeze those shoulders. I want you to really feel it right there in the deltoid. All right, you'll get plenty of contraction going up here. Don't need to go higher. All right, you want to get real particular, go there, and then only come down about this far. Don't need to go all the way down. That's going to start to burn. You do 20, 30, 40 seconds of this, you're going to feel it. Okay, so squeeze. All right, if you want to make it harder, what you do is you get more of the band between your feet and less out to the side. So cinch it up here a little bit, or stand a little bit wider. Now that makes this length shorter, band's tighter. more resistance, okay? So that's how you can adjust it. All right, so that's one cycle of those 3 exercises. If you want to throw in an aerobic move for 20 to 40 seconds, all sorts of options. You can do jumping jacks, you can run in place, you can do lunges, something that's not really gonna get the butt tired because we're going right into another hip hinge exercise, but something that's not using any resistance bands like that. Running in place, jogging in place, lunges, those would be some good places to start. So let's go on to the next round. Okay, so another hip hinge variation, focusing on the butt. This time, I'm gonna use the short bands here, okay? You could just use one band and step in the middle and pull it up on the side, but I'm gonna do the short bands because I like to. All right, I lied, I'm gonna change. I'm gonna do a long band. Here we go, long band kind of day. All right, so this is an exercise to simulate a deadlift. Okay, deadlift sounds scary. Olympic lift, heavy duty guys grunting. It's great for function, all right? It's a full body exercise. I know we're in the leg section here, so it's primarily leg, but also gets the upper back. But it's very functional. What's more functional than bending over, picking something up, and standing up again? All right, so this is great. It's good for posture, good for all sorts of things. I think everyone should be doing it so long as you do what's good for me, don't hurt yourself. Okay, so what you do, band down. It's gonna look a lot like the last one we did, okay? Except the weight now is not going to be across your neck, it's going to be, or across your upper back, it's going to be in your hands, okay? And actually, I'm going to turn around this way for you. All right, so you got to start low here, get in position here, want your shoulders back and down just a little bit, chest out. Same kind of movement as we did with the good morning. Bend your knees a little bit, forward, at the hips, and then up. Squeeze your butt, okay? You can also squeeze your arms to your side if you want. Down, and up. You'll see my setup is not ideal here. When I get to the bottom, the bands are floppy. I want to show there's always a little bit of tension. So what I can do is move my feet a little further out. There we go, now there's some tension there. And up, and down. Now what can happen with this one, it can get kind of squatty. So coming down like this and going up, that's fine, but that's not the intention of this exercise. We're doing a hinge. All right? If we're doing squats, fine. Do that, but that's not what we're doing here. Okay, so focus on this. Strengthens the butt, the lower back. Perfect. And again, down slow, up fast. All right, 20, 30, 40 seconds. And take a break. Okay? So, second lower body exercise. Now we're on the second round, second upper body exercise. The back often gets overlooked. Everyone's focused on the front. Back's hard to do at home unless you have some equipment. And bands count as equipment to help with the back, okay? So you've seen me do this before, simple row, okay? And no, we're not gonna do a row, I changed my mind. I'm concerned about people, I mean, typically at work, working on the computer, you're slouched over all day, or you're at school and you're slouched over all day. Maybe even more so if you're working from home now. Now you're on your couch and your posture's just terrible. So we're gonna do some back, upper back work that also can be postural and help open the chest up, can help tremendously with a bunch of aches and pains from terrible posture the rest of your day, okay? So I'm gonna do a light band again. And this seems so simple, but it works. Okay, same thing, light band, going higher repetitions. Want your palm down, right about chin height. It's super simple, you just go out and back in, okay? Notice my hands, as I come out, rotate a little bit so my thumbs are up. Now I do not want you focusing on your hands and your arms. I want you focusing right here on the back and upper back. I want you to feel those muscles pull. Okay, don't pull with your arms, pull with your upper back. All right, and as you get the hang of it, you'll know what I'm talking about. You can feel those muscles squeeze in the back, and then hold for half second, second at the back, and then slow in. Back fast, squeeze, and in. Remember, 40 seconds of this, you'll feel it. Okay, sometimes you get a little asymmetric and you start pulling more with one arm than the other. Don't do that. Try to focus equally on both. There you go. If you want to get a little variation, or if you're going to do another round of this, you can do that same thing, or you can raise it a little bit and pull down. Same thing. I want you focusing on the back, pulling with the back, not with the arms. All right, for the posture though, we're really thinking about the upper back, so I like this one. Okay, seems simple. It will get your heart rate up if you do that 20, 30, 40 seconds, really squeezing each time, okay? Okay, so onto the beach body muscle, the beach muscles. So we're gonna kind of, there's biceps and triceps, all right, front of the arm, back of the arm. A lot of people underestimate the back of the arm, but also a lot of people worry about it, especially if they're trying to lose some excess fat and it's a little flabby there. It's hard to spot train that as far as getting rid of the extra fat. That's nutrition, right? We talk about that all the time. Get your nutrition right. But adding some tone with the muscle can help. So there's a million different variations of this. I'll show you just one that's fairly easy to do, okay? So same thing, relatively light band. I'm gonna do one arm at a time here. So you step on it here. Oh, maybe not there, how about here? Okay, not like having one foot in front of the other, just a little bit for support. What you're gonna do is curl it up this way, okay? And then just up and down. If you want, you can arrange this with two hands. That's fine, grab inside the band. And again, fast up, squeeze, slow down. Fast up, squeeze, slow down. Don't start going like this. There's no good on the back. Have a little bit of an incline forward. All right, that's one variation. Another variation is a kickback. You can get a little bit more squeeze with this. So you want a good hip hinge position, arms back, and then squeeze back. Oh, it's too heavy for me. So this one, gotta make sure you use a weight that you can get your arm to parallel with your body. So see, I'm not just going like this, getting all the way up parallel with my back. You wanna feel that squeeze and come back down. This one allows a little bit more squeeze than the first variation I showed. So if you can do this one, I prefer this one. All right, so a couple rounds of that. If you want to add a cardio on after that. And then the biceps, I mean, this is fairly straightforward. Again, lots of variations, but the simplest form. Step in the midline of the band, curl up, get a squeeze at the top, and back down. That's easy. If you want to add that one to future circuits, that would be fine. All right, a million variations, but that's a straightforward one. And again, remember, you really want to work on the beach muscles. Make sure you get the big muscles done first. Butt, chest, back. Hit the nutrition, get that on point, and then add these other things if you want to. All right, so tons of stuff there. Thanks for sticking with me through this whole thing. Any questions, let me know. Dr. Chris, we'll talk to you next time. Take care.
Be sure to schedule your free 30-minute initial phone consultation by sending me an email or by visiting our website at refinedwellnessconsulting.com.